But what I want to do now is introduce a good friend of mine, Sabrina Smith from Gwinnett County. And Sabrina and I go back many years. I went to listen to her speak, and you stay on the lower level if you want to, Sabrina. I went to listen to her speak to a tea party years ago. And from that day to this, we have been like this. Because I found somebody that had my passions, and the people like us that have these passions, when we find somebody that's passionate as we are, you tend to hang on to them and grab them and hold on, because there's not many of us out here that have these passions that we have. And sometimes we try to figure out, is it a blessing or a curse that we have? But we keep on doing what we do, and we keep on doing it for the people. Sabrina Smith.
Thank you, Roy. I can tell you, as statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs, we have never put our Georgia Watchdogs logo on any candidate's website. As statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs, I have never endorsed a candidate, but I'm here tonight to tell you that I'm endorsing Roy Sparks to be chairman of the Board of Commission here in Douglas County, because I think what happens here in Douglas can have a statewide impact if we show that a representative of the people who's doing things just for the right reason, and who's going to follow the law and be open and transparent and do what's good for everybody in the county, I think that can have a huge impact and set a good example for everybody else in the state. So I'm endorsing Roy Sparks for chairman of the Board of Commission. He is the people's chairman. I'm so honored that Roy had asked me to come here tonight. As Roy said, when we met, when he came over, I went home and I told my husband, I said, gosh, I've met someone who's doing what I'm doing. And I have so much respect and admiration for Roy, because he's doing what he does for all of the right reasons. And I think everyone, no matter what your political party, no matter what your issue may be, you're very disillusioned and disappointed with what's going on in the country right now, the entire country. I think all of us feel that our elected officials have let us down. And that's the reason our country is in the shape that it's in. And we've had too many elected officials for too long who don't pay attention to the people that they're supposed to be representing. And as statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs, I've had the opportunity to travel all around the state to see what's going on in every county in the state of Georgia, to learn why the Center for Public Integrity ranked Georgia dead last in ethics and transparency. And if you're disgusted with what has gone on in Washington, it's happening right here in the state of Georgia. Everything that has happened there is happening here. And think about that. As disgusted as we all are with what's going on in our country, think about the fact that you live in the state that was ranked dead last. And it's always more difficult to look at someone who's your neighbor and think that they might have nefarious reasons for doing what they're doing. It's easy to read the paper and say, oh, those guys in Washington. Everything that's happening in Washington is happening right here in the state of Georgia. And I can tell you that for a fact. I've experienced it myself, and I know that there are many people here on this side of Atlanta who have experienced the same thing. When I met Roy, not only did I feel that we both had a passion for trying to bring to the public's attention what was really going on with local and state government, but I found someone that I could actually trust. And believe it or not, it's easy to get paranoid. It's easy not to trust anyone. And I see a lot of smiles, because I think a lot of you have experienced the same thing. But in Roy, he's been a true fighter, and he has no other motivation other than wanting to do what is right and to help the people, to see what's going on and ensure that other people are taken care of. And Roy talked about animal rescue, and Roy is trying to rescue a lot of the people here in Douglas County who may not even be aware of what's going on. And all of us who are here tonight, we're motivated. We keep up with what's going on. We're aware of the issues. And as you know, most people aren't. Most people get up and go to work, come home, have dinner, go to bed, and that's about the extent of it. Most people, when they vote based upon name recognition. And it makes it extremely difficult for someone to unseat an incumbent. I think that it is extremely important to everyone in the state of Georgia, and it may sound melodramatic, but I think it's very important that we make a change here in Douglas County. I didn't fight traffic all the way from Gwinnett to come over here just because Roy is my friend. I'm here as the statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs because what happens in Douglas County and what happens in some of the other places around Georgia has an impact on all of us. We've got to make changes. We've got to get people in office who are honest, who are looking out for the best interest of their constituents and not looking out for the best interests of their campaign contributors or their Chamber of Commerce members who are not looking out for the people. They're only interested in how it's going to benefit them. Unfortunately, a lot of that has happened here in Douglas County. I've lived through it myself in Gwinnett County. And it could not happen in Douglas, Gwinnett, or DeKalb. Everybody's read about the cesspool that's going on in DeKalb County. It's not just DeKalb. What has happened in DeKalb has happened in other places as far as the need for watchdogs, I think we all recognize the need for watchdogs. The role of the watchdog is to uncover information that government would like to keep secret and to provide it to the public so the public can have knowledge of what's really going on with their government. What motivates watchdogs? It motivates Roy, it motivates me, it motivates Sue and other people. You don't go down to the Capitol all of the time and you don't lobby because it's benefiting you personally. We've got a lot of people who care, who have recognized what's going on, and they're interested in helping other people. I wanted to speak just a moment about the bystander effect. There are a lot of people who are willing to look the other way, such as our Attorney General and our Governor, and other people who are in elected office here in the state of Georgia. One thing that Stacey Calverman and Roy Sparks have in common is that they were both awarded the Democracy Award by Common Cause, recognizing them for being strong enough, brave enough, and honest enough to make sacrifices for all of the rest of us. And there are very few people who have gotten that award, and I'm very proud that Roy was one of those who received it, and I think everyone here in Douglas should be grateful for the work that he did for all of you in order to get that award, because that's the only thing that he got out of it, is that he's doing it for you. That's all he wants. He's not doing it for any other reason except he wants to help the people here in Douglas County. As statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs, we have never put our Georgia Watchdogs logo on any candidate's website. As statewide chairman of Georgia Watchdogs, I have never endorsed a candidate, but I'm here tonight to tell you that I'm endorsing Roy Sparks to be chairman of the Board of Commission here in Douglas County, because I think what happens here in Douglas can have a statewide impact if we show that a representative of the people who's doing things just for the right reason and who's going to follow the law and be open and transparent and do what's good for everybody in the county, I think that can have a huge impact and set a good example for everybody else in the state. So I'm endorsing Roy Sparks for chairman of the Board of Commission. He is the people's chairman,